Good evening and welcome back. This is our first. This is our first movie. This is our first time back in 2019.
Yay!
Yeah, this is way cool. We're back. I'm Melvin Thompson. I'm the executive director of the Endeleo Institute. You all should know by now that Endeleo is the Swahili word for progress, growth, and development. And the Endeleo Institute is the nonprofit community development arm of our wonderful Trinity United Church of Christ, located at 400 West 95th Street in the beautiful Washington Heights community. We are so excited to have Chef Maria right back here. We had her on, was that last year or a couple of years ago?
That was last year.
Okay. So cool. So we opened our farmers market right after the 4th of July holiday. I want to talk a little bit about that, but there's so much to talk about in so little time. So you really got to come and join us each week. We're typically on at 5 o'clock on Thursdays now. This was a much better lead-in time for our market on Saturday, so we went back to it. It's good to kind of fluctuate and see what works and what doesn't work. So we're really good and we're really excited. So thanks a lot for everybody joining us. Our call-in number is 312-738-1060. That's 312-738-1060. So without further ado, we opened up the show, our farmers market last Saturday to the most gorgeous day. I mean, it
was so beautiful.
I mean,
it was really nice.
I mean, bottle that, because it was, we've had that blistering heat. It wasn't that. It was 78. It was San Diego-ish. It was 80.
We managed
81.
to escape the rain.
Yeah, no rain and perfect sun, a nice breeze. Folks came out. Even during a holiday weekend where the 4th of July, folks got their own barbecue and all that other stuff. They still came out. We're really looking for a real strong bump next week. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about really quick before we start talking to Chef Maria is we got a new vendor. We got a new farmer from Pemebrook. So as you know, this is the 10th anniversary. We should have had some fireworks up in here. We got to talk to Can TV about fireworks, because we should have had something to celebrate our 10th anniversary supporting black farmers from Pembroke, Illinois, just like 60 miles south of the city. And so we're celebrating that, and we added another farmer. It's Iyabo Farms, and I can tell you that they were amazing. I wish I had brought a picture of the eggs. I bought two cartons of eggs, right? Two cartons of eggs, and they were all multicolored. Yeah. And I was like, okay, why?
That's the natural stuff.
The natural stuff from chickens that run free, that aren't, restricted and hindered and kept in cages on the farms in Pembroke. And so I really got so much out of that. And so I bought a couple of carts, and my kids saw them, and they were like, what are these? What are the white eggs? No, that's something after, chemicals and all that other stuff are treated, and then they're served to us. And it's like, no, we want these things in our natural state. And so that is the wonderful aspect and one of the intrinsic values of working alongside black farmers. So kudos to my man Quay Lee and all of his people. And we just support and really appreciate you all coming out year after year. And one of the things, he sent me an email today, and I just want to share a little bit of it, because he was really adamant about the support and the hard work that it takes to cultivate all of the fruits and vegetables that they do, and through the rain, through the heat, through the drought, and then they drive up and they pick this stuff early in the morning, make the drive, and present this stuff. And so to have patrons from the community, from our church, from the wider church, to come out and support them is critical to their success.
It's important. They harvest without knowing whether or not they're going to get rid of the product, and oftentimes it's wasted. So it's really important to have that traffic.
It's critical. And so I knew that instinctively, but I never had one of the farmers kind of come and break it down. And so I asked him, Maria, I said, can you send me a note and just kind of tell me everything that you just said today on Saturday? Because I want to share this with our congregation and our community about the arduous work that goes into producing what they do. It's not like they just show up, right? This is something that they work and toil at, and then make this drive, not knowing if they're going to be coming home with everything that they brought. And so we've been fortunate that we've had good crowds. We could really use stronger presence to show our, farmers who look like us that they support and love what they're doing, and the best way to do that is to spend your money.
Absolutely.
And I've heard people say, well, there's a farmer's market downtown where I get off, and I go there. Okay, yeah, but you are from the community. You're not from downtown. So if we can spend money in different places, we can certainly spend money and repeat that process in our own community.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
if we don't buy black, then who's going to do it?
Well, and then those markets go out of business. They don't come back. They go out of those communities because there's not enough traffic to make them sustainable.
And then yet the need is still there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then somebody who doesn't reflect the community comes in and takes advantage of it, and then we complain about that, right?
Exactly.
And so if you're feeling anything that I'm saying, 312-738-1060. But without further ado, and I want to show you guys our new, what's this, our new... Yeah, that's our new sign there. That's our new sign. It's actually over our site at 95th and Normal. And I should mention that that's where the farmers market takes place every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every single Saturday up until September 28th. So when you see that sign, just start slowing down and start looking for that parking spot, because we got a big old parking lot. Park in there, come in there and get your greens. Mr. Barker's there with all that delicious food. We got so much. So just make sure you check that out. And we're back. So I just want to show you that. And without further ado, Chef Maria, you're back?
Yes. Very, very happy to be back. Hello, everybody. I missed you guys.
Last time you were here, you were talking about this new emerging trend in terms of prepared food.
Yes.
And I'm seeing more of it in the supermarkets and in the diners and everything. What's the big deal with this prepared food, and where are you taking it?
Well, the prepared food craze, I guess, is now that everyone's so busy, doing so many different things. There's hardly any time to prepare healthy meals for you. There's a lot of quick fixes. There's a lot of processed food, a lot of food products, a lot of things that aren't real food, that are really quick and easy, but it definitely is not good for our health in the long run. We have a lot of diet-related conditions, and though deaths because of those illnesses are one of the leading causes of more death in some of those areas, especially food deserts. So it's really important for the food prep to have those meals prepared for you every day, throughout the day. And the thing is, for me, I used to do the food prep. I really enjoy doing that, showing other families. I was making it for them and giving them the recipes, and it was great. It was fun. But what I started learning was that I would rather show someone how to do that rather than consistently do it for them. That's how I was thinking. So
teach somebody how to fish.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. So I do a lot of educational workshops now. A lot of nutrition training that is focused on helping families incorporate cheap, healthy items into their everyday eating habits. Okay. So, for instance, sauteing vegetables and mixing them in rice, or adding spinach to grilled cheese. Blending up stuff and pasta sauce. I have to be really sneaky with the kids because they don't like to eat.
Right. So you put some really good things in with things that are actually healthy.
Exactly.
And make that taste.
Exactly.
Like the corn and the rice that you made.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So
what was that?
At the farmers
Come on
market.
now.
So we haven't named it, but this is my third year with Trinity Farmers Market, and I've been having so much fun doing it. And it turns out every single market I do a different recipe. So I have yet to repeat a recipe for any of my markets, but that's what I do now. I love going to farmers markets and showing again those healthy items. So I did do rice. What do we use? We use rice. We had
It was some green stuff in there.
yeah. That was rice. There was purple cabbage. We had red onions, and there was garlic scapes. No, garlic chives.
Oh my goodness.
It was garlic chives.
It was tangy.
And it's so simple.
So simple. And it's
simple.
those kind of things. I'm glad you said that about the processed food, because I was sitting down. We do a lot of collaborative work with health researchers, health institutions. And so I'm sitting down a couple of weeks ago with a young lady who's the only African-American kidney surgeon in the city of Chicago. This sister is amazing. She's out of Northwestern University's school, and she's amazing. So she's telling me about, because I'm complaining about the emergence of these kidney and dialysis centers all over the community. So if you've ever seen those, it's a very alarming. So you look up and you see new construction going on in your community, you get excited, and then you find out, oh, it's a blood plasma center, or it's a dialysis center, or something of that nature, and you're wondering, why are those so prevalent? Well, that's because there is a need, because there are more people going on dialysis. Yes. The result of what this doctor was telling me is sodium and processed food.
Yes.
So to your point about, making healthy foods, we need to do that to combat all of this processed food that are in these corner stores that are dotting all of our communities. And she did something even more amazing. She showed me a map that she created of African American and Hispanic neighborhoods. And then on top of that map, she put food deserts, right? It fit right into that map. And then she put on top of that map the dialysis centers that have emerged.
All related.
All within the same footprint of the map. Yeah. And then she said, but Melvin, the most interesting thing was the preventative centers and the places where you can go to learn about, kidney disease and all those things were all outside. Way outside.
They're definitely not easily accessible.
And so she's actually looking for opportunities within communities, and that's why we met with her, because she's like, healthy food is the key to prevention in terms of kidney disease and all these things. It's great to have someone like yourself that is actually answering the call of what's needed, particularly because people don't have time, and that's the easiest excuse of saying, I'm going to run to McDonald's and just go and grab something, or I'm going to run to a fast food place or a grocery store and pick up something that's not really healthy for me. You're creating these alternatives while at the same time we're trying to create places to better educate folks on what they should be eating.
Yeah, and one of the main things, the main reasons why I decided to gravitate away from doing meal prep and more educational was because the communities in the food deserts that I really wanted to help honestly could not afford the food that I was preparing. And the information that could potentially lead to saving your life or giving you a better quality of life, because it's true, we are all going to die anyway, but how do you want to live that life?
Yeah, what's the quality of life?
Yes. So I don't think that, there are a lot of people that are charging a lot of money for the education, and for the individuals in the community, I don't want to charge. So now I work directly with organizations that are in these food deserts, farmers market managers and other businesses and hospitals who want to provide this education free to their people. So I work directly with them. We create a targeted plan. It can be something that I have in my repertoire already, or it could be something specifically created that they, a message that they want to send to their individuals.
That is absolutely. And how did that evolve into reaching out to the providers to do that? Was that just by chance that somebody heard about what you were doing? Or?
Well, it started by I was working for Trinity. I worked for Trinity doing the farmers markets, and from there I got a referral to work for Faith in Place. And so I started working with Faith in Place. I worked with Faith in Place all winter, and through that I started learning about other organizations, meeting them. They started learning about what I did, and as my idea grew, my business model definitely grew, and it evolved, and I'm glad now where I am. I'm really happy being able to help people who most need it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you're coming from a chef's perspective, but now you're getting all this nutritional value.
Oh yeah, I'm learning so much as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of like morphing into more of the preventative side of why you're doing what you're doing. Now, it doesn't just taste good, and it's better, but now specifically why.
And that's the importance. I want to educate them to know the why and start thinking so that they can then go and start further educating themselves based on the information that they get from me, maybe consulting with me at the market.
And just think about it. If you're standing there giving somebody something that's delicious, like you do,
the smells,
the smell, and all of that, and you're telling them that this is good for you, not just good to you, but this is and it's so easy. I can show you how to do this
I do multiple batches so that they can see different stages and that they can see the ease of it and be more comfortable and confident going purchasing the materials from the vendors, and that'll help the vendors as well because they don't have to worry about going home with this excess product that would have normally gone to waste. And then they're more apt to try different things. I talk a lot about substitutions. If you don't have this ingredient, you can use this one. So let them know just how easy it is and how accessible it is. But you have to go out there and do it. You have to take that step and be willing to be confident.
I will take this a step further, and I read an article someone had on LinkedIn, and I'll share it with you about almost the disappearance of the grocery store in the future. That the grocery stores as we know them won't be the grocery stores because the time factor. Folks won't be shopping in grocery stores the way you think they will. They want to pick up and go. So if there's a store that can provide healthy food or something packaged to go that they can grab and pick up without going through 18 aisles in a grocery store, it's all about convenience now.
Well, all the stores are delivering now anyway.
It's
not even a pick up and go. It's just send it to me.
Oh my goodness, DoorDash. If I see more, what's the other one? Not DoorDash.
You talking about the Grubhub?
Grubhub
there's Instacart. You have Instacart, Postmates.
And we're not plugging anybody. We're not plugging anybody. No. We probably shouldn't be doing that. But we know the e-commerce aspect of all of this and how you're having food delivered to your door. I mean, there's a restaurant that I will not name that my son did Uber Eats and I'm like, that's out the back door.
I'm sure. You
can walk across the alley and get that. What are you doing ordering fries? From there. And then that takes away the walking.
Yes.
Which is healthy for you, and so there's some pluses and minuses to all of this, but the reality of it is that the store as we know it is going to be more about the experience that you have rather than what's actually in the store.
In there for you.
Because people can, you see UPS trucks and all these kind of things pulling up at people's door. They're delivering all that stuff, and food is included. So, how does our community benefit in a healthy way from this new trend? And I think what you're doing is absolutely par for the course, because we're bringing almost food prescriptions, if you will, to our people. And we don't like to go to the doctor, so if we're not doing that, then something in the community has to be kind of like the middle ground between that. So I'm real excited. There's a lot of things going on 95th Street. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you this wonderful. We were awarded something to open our own cafe in the community. community. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be health conscious. It's right down the street from the church. It's going to be, the community clamored for this. We did an assessment last year. In the community, we got a small grant to go around and talk to the community and hear from them, and not it be, this is Endeleo saying this is what the community need. We did 4 community visioning sessions, and I told you all about it during the summer, and a lot of folks came out and they told us what we wanted, and one of the top 3 things was, cafe, a coffee shop, or somewhere that we can sit down and enjoy each other and enjoy our community. And so, that's what we're doing. We got funded for it, and so I'm excited. I was sharing with you in the green room about the plans, and I mean how I feel like a grown up because I got architectural plans now, and so
I didn't mention that's why I'm still hanging around him, because I'm definitely going in that direction.
Absolutely,
so I'm going to need to know all of that.
Because where you think we're going to do the ready to make foods, and so there's another vendor down the street that does sweets, and I mean they've been on television, and Channel 9 has come out and all of that, so it's going to be and one of our vendors that does the wonderful sweets, and you know who I'm talking about. I don't think I can name them, but they're going to be supplying us at the cafe.
Is it a treat spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So all kinds of healthy treats now. Healthy
and delicious
desserts and
oh God, they're so good. My kids ate them. So
so it's more to, there's so much more to healthy food than just what people think of. Oh well, I'm not eating no spinach, or I'm not eating but I love spinach.
And then if you see all the shows online, they're very popular, but nobody's making that.
That's right.
The technicality that goes into making that stuff. I don't make most of that stuff. So it's about just making it easy and making it every day.
Easy.
Making it easy and cheap.
Yeah. So the thing that I'll say in the last few minutes is you actually go around to the black farmers at the farmers market and get the ingredients for what you make, which is amazing.
And what I do, the reason why is because I want to chat with them and see if there is anything that they're having a problem getting rid of, or something that they think may go into compost later, because not only do I want to help the customers, the visitors experience those ingredients, I want to also help the vendors be able to get that profit and to be able to, the profit margins are low already. So the more that they can kind of offset the markets, the better for them.
That's just wonderful, because the whole upcycling and recycling and keeping things and not throwing things away.
That's important.
And it's very important. And one of the chief arguments, and what really just burns me, is how you drive in our community and there's so many vacant lots where buildings once stood, where a decision was made to just tear that down, right? Rather than take that building, like we're doing this cafe, we're taking a building that's been closed for X amount of years, and we're refurbishing it into a community space where folks can come and get just the regular things that they typically like to have, coffee and a sit down and grab it and go jump on the train or something like that. But it's very hard to do that when you've got a vacant space, and now you've got to build, and the cost that's associated with that is astronomical. And so how do you
have to already be a big player in the game.
You've got to already be a big player in the game. And that's what we were talking about in the green room, in terms of how do we start accessing capital to actually be the architects of our own communities. And we'll talk more, and we'll be talking more with you about those pathways to access to capital, because we're excited about a lot of changes have happened. We've got a new mayor, we got a new administration, we got women running this, we got African American women running this thing. So I ain't no fool. I'm bringing the people that I empower, that will help empower our communities, and it's y'all turn, and
we have to take our community back.
Absolutely.
It's going to start from the inside out. We have to do what we need to do to get out there and be involved in the community. No one's going to help what we don't want to help ourselves.
Absolutely.
So we've got to get out there and walk our streets and get comfortable.
We got about probably 60 seconds left. What do you want to say to the folks out there, besides coming out to the farmers market next Saturday, 8 o'clock to 1 p.m.? What do you want to say? What's your message to
Well,
them?
sending off, I know there may seem like there's a lot of things wrong. Every time we see our communities on the news, it seems like it's negative, but
Yeah.
I want to try to change the narrative. Go out and take advantage of the resources in your community. We are always on our phones. Go on your phones and research ways to solve the problems that we're always complaining about.
In
There
small
are
ways.
people out
In
there.
small-
Yeah,
in small
it takes
ways.
little steps.
Little steps,
You have
little
to take little
steps.
steps. It may be going to a community meeting, just trying to see what's going on in your community. Just take advantage, and you never know who you might meet that can help you get to where you're trying to go. If you're confident enough, you have the faith, and get partners, get people to come and help you. Go, definitely talk to people. Talk to people about what you do. Go get help.
That's
Get
Chef
help.
Maria. That's Chef Maria Anderson. I'm Melvin Thompson from the Endeleo Institute. We'll see you next week, 5 o'clock
Bye.
on Thursday, okay? Be good.